We love music, and many express their love of music with their voice and or with a musical instrument. But how much do we know about how our favorite songs were written and composed? Tonight's guest is a prolific musician and songwriter who has composed numerous works for the church and its many activities. Stay with us as we get to know our special guest for tonight. Keep it here, only on UJ Radio.
Teenager po ako. Doon na po nag-start magtuloy-tuloy na gumawa po ako ng iba't ibang klase ng kanta dahil nung unang mga songs ko po nung bata pa po ako, yung mentor ko po yung nagsusulat ng song para sa akin.
Nagsimula po ako magsulat ng mga awit ng pambata mula po noong 2016.
I first started taking songwriting seriously when I was 16 years old.
I started writing songs po when I was in college.
I started composing songs during this pandemic and I was so surprised na malaman na may skill din pala ako sa pagsulat ng kanta.
Oftentimes po, when I hear a word or a phrase that I find interesting, I try to build the lyrics around it to make my verses. And those interesting words or phrases usually end up in my choruses, which is for me, the highlight of the song po.
First po, in-inspire ko po muna yung sarili ko through listening sa music and then watching movies po na pwedeng makapagbigay sa akin ng inspirasyon or topic po para makagawa po ako ng kanta. And then, sa pamagitan po, nandun ko po naisip kung ano pong tono kasi po, nauuna po talaga sa akin yung tono bago po yung lyrics. So kapag po upbeat yung tono, masaya po yung lyrics. Kapag naman po medyo mellow or mabagal, yan. Sad songs po or sad lyrics yung aking nagagawa.
Kapag nagsusulat po ako ng kanta, nauuna po yung concept, tapos susundan ko po siya ng title. Dapat unique po talaga yung title para maka-caught ng attention sa mga listeners at doon na po mag-start yung kwento ng kanta ko.
Kapag may naaalala po akong magagandang bagay na gusto ko pong makarating sa mga little ones, ay isinusulat ko po iyon. Kadalasan, yung mga songs na ginagawa ko po, ay sinusundan ko po yung music with melody na gawa mismo ng kapatid na Mateo Magrasya. Pinapakinggan ko po yung mabuti sa pamamagitan ng puso at isip ko. Inaaral ko rin po mabuti yung lyrics na ilalapat ko po dun sa song. Dapat madaling tandaan. Then, develop hanggang sa maging song na ito.
So the most important part of my songwriting process is prayer. So before I start writing a song, I would always pray, and right after I write a song, I would end every songwriting session with a prayer too. So I take my inspiration for the songs that I write from the lessons that's taught during the worship service. So what I do is that I take notes during the lesson and I would build lyrics based on the notes that I took during the worship service. So when it comes to music, the first thing that I would usually do is that I would pick up my guitar or my keyboard and I would build melodies and chord progressions using my guitar or keyboard. And whenever I'm working on a song, I would record the song ideas on my phone's voice memos, and once I have the structure of the song built and ready, that's when I start working on arrangements.
For me, is yung pagsusulat po ng second verse. Kasi po most of the time, nailalagay ko na po yung mga gusto kong sabihin sa first verse at saka po sa chorus. Kaya po minsan wala na po, nabuso na po ko ng ideas and words sa second verse. And ang ginagawa ko po kapag ganun is nagpapahinga na lang po muna ako, and then maya-maya po or kinabukasan tsaka po uli ako mag-iisip. Pero syempre po i-inspire ko po muna uli yung sarili ko para po makatapos ako ng isang buong kanta.
Ang isa sa mga pinaka-challenging part sa pagsusulat po ng kanta para po sa akin ay yung nahihirapan po talaga ako. Lalo na kapag gusto kong mag-change ng key or dun specific sa structures po ng song is sa bridge and kung paano itatawid yung mga verse sa chorus. Kaya ang ginagawa ko po, kung saan po ako nahihirapan, yun muna po yung sinisimulan ko. For example, yung hook, chorus, and then bridge. Then sa mga rap part po kasi, parang yun na yung pinakamadali na ginagawa ko. Kaya nag-start ako sa pinaka nahihirapan po ako.
It would be how to make the song engaging to the listener. I always remind myself that when I'm writing, it shouldn't be just engaging for me. Songwriting is putting words and melodies together, so I make sure those two are interesting and memorable to listen to from start to finish.
So the most challenging aspect about songwriting is writer's block. Writer's block is really tough. What it feels like is that you have an idea up in your head and you know exactly what you want to say, but you can't find the right words or the right music that would go with your idea. So every time I have writer's block, what I do is that I pray and I ask God for help.
Mahirap man po sa simula, but then kasi kung may goal ka, ipupush mo po yun no matter what. And of course, with the help of our Almighty God, wala pong imposible.
To rise above all the sufferings, to be worthy in His sight, to free myself from the chains of sin, to find peace within His light, to hear the words so holy and true, to hold His righteous hand, to witness all His promises unfold, to follow His commands. If I listen to Him and obey, then God will be with me. So I shall lift my voice and say, He is my victory. To see His kingdom shining brightly, to reach the promised land, to live with His greatness, majesty, to triumph in the end. If in my faith I never falter, then God will be with me. So I shall raise my head and say, He is my victory. Now I realize His love shall keep me alive. Always I can see He'll be guiding me. If I remain in His chosen church, then God will be with me. So I shall sing His praise and say, He is my victory. God is my victory.
Hello po mga ka-UJ! Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Yes, it is now Unity Junction Radio. UJ Radio po, your favorite show every Saturday night on INC TV and of course on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm Sister Bea and with me, of course, next na, Kuya Kyle. Ikaw na next, Kuya Kyle.
Yes, we're back for another episode on a Saturday. Third week of lockdown, I believe, for us here in Metro Manila on an MECQ Saturday. And speaking of this Saturday, we do have Brother Randall back.
Hello, I missed everyone. I wasn't here last weekend, but finally I'm back. And this will be the last Saturday for the month, if I'm correct, huh?
Yeah.
It is. And once again, I'd like to say hello to all our viewers in our official YouTube and Facebook channel. And of course, to all our viewers from different time zones all across the globe. Maraming salamat po and tune in for another Saturday evening with us. And if I may, I'd like to greet po Sister Geraldine po from Kansas, Australia. Belated happy birthday. Greetings coming from Ronald, Rance, and the rest of us. Ayan. Bea, how's your weekend so far?
It's been fine, okay. Fine, okay. Yes, fine, okay na. Okay, but I do have some greetings here also kasi nagsimula na si Kuya Randall. So ako din, eto na syempre. Sa atin po mga INCPC family dyan, happy belated birthday po kay Earl, kay Vance, and kay Kuya Kevin namin. Nakasama natin sa lahat ng shows dito po sa INC Production Company. Happy birthday din kay Brother Rogen, who is one of our hosts po for Softla Extended Cut. And advance happy birthday po kay Ate Joy. And hello po sa buong Kagiwa family. Hello po kay Sister Ira mula po sa lokal na Sapang Palay, Bulacan East. Hello po sa mga kapatid dyan. And kay Sister Hannah po, isa po sa ating team Facebook viewer. Yan. How about you, Kuya Kyle? Do you have greetings for tonight po?
Yes, we do. We have one coming from Miklaya, Lauren De Leon. I'm so sorry if I mess up your name. I'm the worst at names. She's coming from Calamba City, Laguna. Also to Gian Ree, greetings from the locale of... I cannot pronounce this one. Inawayan?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. All the way from Davao City. Thank you so much.
Ooh, all right. Okay, so we do have more greetings coming up later. Pero syempre, time for our guests. But before that, we do have a question po para sa inyo po na mga manonood namin ngayong gabi. Ano pong favorite niyong INC original music or favorite niyo pong INC music video ngayon? I-type niyo po yan sa ating comment section. Pag-usapan na po ninyo dyan at mamaya po ibabasahin namin. Babasahin naman namin yung responses nyo. And in the meantime,
Yes.
Kuya Kyle.
A little bit later on the show, we'll go ahead and share your sharing with us. But for right now, it's my pleasure and my honor to go ahead and share with you our guest for tonight, a music producer at Net25. I worked with him before on a few projects. He's also a composer and a musical arranger at the INC Music Department. Also one of the composers as well, musical arrangers and musical directors of the Buklod 50th Anniversary Musical and the INC Centennial Anniversary Musical as well, coming from the local congregation of Projects 2 and 3 from the district of Quezon City. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you our brother, Ernie Magtuto. Welcome to the show po.
Hello.
Ernie, good
Hello,
evening.
Sister Bea. Hello, Brother Kyle, Brother Randall. Hello po sa lahat po ng nakikinig, sa lahat po ng sumusubaybay sa UJ Radio, to all the listeners and the viewers of UJ Radio. Hello po. Salamat po, and I'm very honored and privileged to be invited as your guest for this particular episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today, Ka Ernie. How is the working from home so far? A lot of us have been working from home.
Yes po. It's pretty tough. I'm sure it's pretty tough for everyone. Mahirap po talaga, mahirap mag-adjust dahil it's been on and off since year 2000, right?
Apo.
Ano po, minsan will be quarantined for like 2 months, and then balik po tayo uli, labas uli. And then after a while, tataas na naman yung mga cases, and eto na naman, balik na naman tayo sa lockdown. So,
But your specialty, of course, is in music po, Ka Ernie. Considering working from home and in music, we're hoping you're doing okay in terms of the creativity and the inspiration and the actual creation of music, which makes you wonder how, that moment when you knew music was for you, when you had a gift or an extraordinary skill in the music. How did that happen po within your life? Probably, of course, the early parts of your life.
yes po, well, it's really ano po, I would say at first I didn't know that I have this gift of music in me, because when I was in my elementary days, wala talagang ano eh. Well, I did not come from a family of musicians, although I would say my family loves music very much. My mom and dad used to listen to a lot of records when I was a little kid, especially my brothers and sisters as well. They are my my influences. They used to listen to a lot of records, so whatever they listen to, yun yung napapakinggan ko. So I also was able to appreciate whatever they were
So
listening.
is that what got you started in writing and composing your music po? Like listening to
Well,
those records and then being inspired? So you said,
yes,
I think
po,
ako naman to. And then you write your own music.
that's right po. Somehow nagkaroon din po ng ano yon, ng big factor impact sa aking music career. But during my elementary days, I was ano po, I enrolled in piano lessons. I took piano lessons when I was in grade 1 or grade 2. So that was the time when I learned how to read notes. So as early as 7, 8 years old, nakakapagbasa na po ako ng notes. Basic rudiments in music. So I was able to to learn how to read and write notes. So basic piano, nakapag-aral po ako yung mga simple classical pieces for children. Yun po yung aking napag-aralan. But at first when I was a kid, hindi ko naman alam na meron akong inclination talaga sa music. It changed po when I was in high school. Dito na po nabuhay yung talagang interest ko sa pag-explore sa music. Because dito na po ako nag-join ng high school band. Yan na po nagsimula yon when I was in high school. So this was the time when I was able to learn how to interact with other musicians. So I was also I would consider I was the band leader of the group during that time. So I was able to explore also playing other instruments. Like I played guitar, I played a little of drums. So this was the time that I think this is some sort of a preparation for what is coming sa latter part ng aking music career.
Ernie, I'd like to know lang po, saan po kayo kasi po parang dito lahat sa school po nangyari, parang na-inject po dun sa years nyo in school. So, can we know po, saan po ba kasi kayo nag-aral?
Yes po, sa sa New Era Educational Institute, yun po yung tawag pa nun dati.
NEEI.
Sa Itlage, yes po.
Product po ng New Era, which is now of course New Era University po.
Yes po.
And yung environment po pala noon, even before po, ay ganun na, no? Talaga po, meron po tayong arts and music at from what we talked about, nung pong po tayo, interview po tayo, you're part of a group po, di po ba?
That's right po. Yung mga time po na yon talagang very encouraging naman yung aming mga teachers at mga professors noon sa amin na talagang ini-encourage nila yung mga estudyante into arts and into other extracurricular activities po sa school. Kaya na-enhance naman yung aming mga mga skills sa arts. Yan. Actually, sa mga teachers ko po rin yung grandma nyo.
So hello po kay Ma'am Lala Francis Reyes at kay Lolo Boy. Hello po.
Yes, hello,
There you go.
Yun, diba? Naisingit po. So we'd like to know po kasi po meron na po kayong basic nga po you know how to play the basic instruments po and we know po na kumakanta rin po kayo, but how about po dun po sa part ng arranging, kasi medyo iba na po yan you will have to make parts for other people na po or for instruments. So kailan naman po ito nag-start?
Yes po, during the latter part of my days in high school, third year or fourth year, this was the time when I formed a classroom choir. Yung choir namin sa classroom, nag-join kami ng competition sa parang choral competition ng high school. So this was the time po na I attempted to learn vocal arrangement. So dito na po nag-start 'yon. So it's like parang lahat ng aspeto ng may kinalaman sa music, napapasok ko little by little. So nandyan yung arrangement sa mga instrumento, yung vocal arrangement, and then yung pag-arrange arrangement ng vocals and instruments, and pati na rin yung composition. Medyo unti-unti po napapasok ko during my high school days. Talagang nag-explore po ako ng dyan. Kumbaga yan yung mga start po, mga umpisa, mga first attempts.
Ernie?
Yes po.
You've mentioned earlier po, and you've put into the topic the composition. I'm sure this is also one of the questions that a lot of our viewers are eager to know. When it comes to composing po the song, how does the process go?
Well, I think this is true even with other songwriters and composers po. Of course, you have to have the inspiration. That's the first and foremost po. You got to be inspired in order to create something po. Kailangan meron pong spark There has to be that spark, that inspiration, whether it is an experience or something that you've a story that you've heard from someone, or maybe from someone that you've heard or you've watched, or there has to be something po. Kailangan dun po mag-umpisa. And then in my case po, sometimes the lyrics has to come first before I can write music po for a certain composition. In my case, that's normally always the case. Yung iba, minsan nauuna naman yung music before yung lyrics, pero sa akin po siguro mauna muna yung lyrics. Kailangan kasi that's where I draw the feel of the song from the lyrics, from the thought, from the idea. Kasi kailangan doon po lumabas yung feel ng music.
Is there a specific place po that you'd have to be there when you get to start composing your songs po, or Any environment that you'd rather be in when you begin to write your songs?
I can imagine Ka Ernie because he has his piano behind him. Maybe he has a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, a pencil or paper.
Yes po. Well, I would say ano po, it's random po eh. No particular ano po time or particular. It just comes po eh. Sometimes it's
Just comes to you.
Opo. Random lang po eh. Kaya every time the inspiration comes po, I immediately go to my piano and start trying to start to compose that particular song. Maybe just a verse or a chorus, and then record it, and then later on expound on it or develop it and create a whole new song out of that inspiration. So
speaking of new experiences, po, Ka Ernie, of course it's 2021 now. We have digital devices, synthesizers. How do you see music now, the creation of music now, as opposed to creation of music before when you were still studying in college, po?
Yes po. Well, right now po, it's kind of. I mean,
is it easier? Would you agree if I said it's a little bit easier?
Actually, it's a lot easier because you have they have a lot of support coming from the technology these days. Maraming mga apps po ngayon which would help the composers these days, the songwriters these days. Ang dami pong mga apps na lumalabas, mga kasi spoon-fed na eh. Minsan yung creativity mo minsan na po eh, ine-enhance na lang ng mga ng mga bagong application na lumalabas ngayon. And sometimes they give you anong tawag dito? Na-enhance pa lalo yung creativity mo because of the technology na lumalabas po ngayon. Mas I would say spoiled po yung mga writers ngayon.
I would actually agree with you. Technology has made things easier and if anything very quicker for us to create music po.
It's convenient. Yes. Para nga po, di ba? Ngayon, kahit yung mga hindi professional, they could also make their own music. You could also record and you could also, di ba po? Kasi po, I mean, for example, ako po, I would sometimes try to learn. Kasi nga po, again, the resources are all there. Kumbaga, tayo naman po kung saan po tayo ilagay, we make do with what we have, di ba? Yes, para maka-adapt po tayo sa changes. And I'm sure po si Ka Ernie, ever since naman po, kahit sa music pa lang po, if we know sa viewers natin, yung mga awit po niya, narinig nyo na po yun. Mamaya, malalaman natin po kung ano yung mga kinompose po ni Ka Ernie. Yan. So, timeless pieces. Later, we will find that out. So, we will take a short break po sa ating interview because for now, we will have our Soundcheck. So, syempre, huwag na natin patagalin pa. Ano daw? Kuya Kevin, pa-play po ng ating mystery sound for tonight. Kuya's ready?
I hear rhythm. Perfect for our feature for today. We're talking about music. I hear rhythm in that sound check.
It sounded like a machine or something. Nung dulo, parang nung tumigil na. I don't know.
At first, I thought it was a coffee machine. And then I heard rhythm. So I'm thinking, it's someone walking in the snow? What do you think, Brother Randall?
Randall?
This could be the first time that it's really so vague on my part, but definitely our viewers, alam naman natin yung Bea and Kyle, are way, way smarter than the both of us, or the three of us. So why won't we encourage them to please plug in, type into our comment section all your guesses. And we will be having our time later on to read all your guesses. And perhaps they could be of a big help to us, Kyle and Bea.
And I think between the four of us, Ka Ernie probably has a better set of ears and he'd be able to better distinguish kung ano po yung sound na yun. So Brother Ernie, let me what's your guess po?
I think it's is it an engine po? car.
Hindi.
Ah,
Di
an
ba?
engine.
Opo. Baka.
A stalling car engine. Pwede po, pwede po. So let us know what your guesses are for this week's sound check. And will we get it correct like Bea and I did last week, this time with Brother Randall? Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. I like the positivity, Kuya. Let's keep that coming po. For the next part of our program, syempre tuloy-tuloy muna yung ating break para mamaya ulit ang ating interview. We will have a game. And for this week, magpahinga muna tayo mula sa mouthwatch. Mag-iba tayo ng game because we do have, of course, Ka-Ernie with us. Ang ating pong game ay may kinalaman sa music. And sali po kayo. Syempre, lahat sa bahay nyo, sali po kayo. So, we will name that EM or Ernie Magtuto composition. So, ang gagawin lang po ni Ka-Ernie, he will be playing some lines, siguro mga 2 to 4 lines from his songs po. And we, the hosts, ito na naman tayo, will try to guess the title. Alright? So, first one to give the correct answer gets a point. At ang manalo po, syempre may palakpak po galing sa buong Ruji Radio family at sa inyo, di ba? Ano pa ba? So, ayan. We do need human buzzers, Kuya. So Kuyas, you have to select the human buzzer. I'll go ahead and I'll choose meow meow para madali. Ayoko na nang pahirapan.
I will be pew pew, like a little squirt gun. Pew pew.
Water gun. How about si Kuya Randall po?
I'll probably choose bzz, just a stinging bee. Bzz.
Stinging bee.
I thought you were gonna choose train, so we would have mew mew, pew pew, and choo choo.
That sounds like a melody now.
Yeah, right. We can make a song out of it. Perfect for this episode. All right, so let's play that game.
Alright, so Ka-Ernie, ready na po ang inyong mga contestants for tonight. Go ahead po and we will hand over the hosting crown to you for the game po.
Okay po. I hope you guys are familiar with the music and the songs.
We did our homework, po.
I've
We did homework.
Okay
Alright.
po.
Pew pew.
Let's see.
Head start lang.
Sige po.
Practice lang.
Can I check your ano po? Your
Human buzzers?
or what's that?
Human buzzers po.
Human
Yeah.
buzzer po.
Meow meow!
Pew pew.
Bzz.
Okay.
Ang daling
So,
kausap.
It works. It works.
Q is the brother Kyle and meow meow.
Apa.
Sister Bea. Okay, sige po.
Alright.
Try this. So it goes the first song po.
Okay, naban ako.
Must be
Pew, pew.
rather than guessing it.
Kuya,
Pew pew.
Kuya Kyle.
Strongest of all.
Oh!
You were listening earlier, ha? Kuya.
I did my homework. Ernie.
Alright.
Did your
That's the
assignment
least I
po.
could do.
Okay. Hindi pa
Okay,
tapos
here's the
to.
next
Next.
one po. Hmm.
Meow meow, meow meow, meow meow. Syempre po, hindi ako pwedeng magkamali dito kasi po lagot po ako sa ayon sa Sanctuary Choir kapag hindi ko po alam ang iyong kaligtasan ay dumarating. Yes!
Galing.
Kuya Randall, ikaw na tong next.
Nag-review sila.
Thank you po.
Okay, next song po.
Bzz.
That wasn't me.
I'll make sure alam mo to.
Let me just try. Thank you for your trust.
Sorry po.
Sige po. Ayan!
Go for it there.
bigay sa mga kuya kasi alam na. Sige po, I will sing the lyrics. Kuyas, you have to guess the title.
Okay, go.
Right? Praises from your children and these
Praises for your children in these last days. Oh, no.
In these last days.
Brother Randall got it. He did his buzzer sound. I didn't do my buzzer sound.
Nice for the clue though, Bea.
This is a teamwork. It's a collaboration.
We need the lyrics pala. We need the lyrics pala.
It's a group score, I guess.
Mga bonus round. Alright, next song po. Ka-Ernie, nag-enjoy po kami. Next song po.
Tiebreaker.
I'm sure you're gonna get this po.
Thank you.
Meow meow po. Meow meow. Tagal na mga kuya ko sumagot. Nag-review nga ako. Hindi ko...
Gabi,
I'll take one for the team. Para po sa mga kuya ko, this is my victory.
Ah, yes. You're a good job.
Thank you, kuyas.
Very good
For-
po, Gabi.
Thank you po.
Dala na kami ni Bea.
The winner today, easily, of course. And dapat naman winner siya. Dapat si Sister Bea.
Forte ni Bea to eh. Forte ni Bea.
No.
Right?
This is for the kuyas. Are we gonna do another one po, or are we gonna... What are we gonna do?
I think you are the very, very, very clear winner between
Sige.
Brother Randall and I.
Sige
Right,
po.
Brother Randall? Ka-Ernie?
Totally agree.
Tsaka thank you po
Po,
before we sing, no? Anymore. Wag na. Baka po pakantahin na si Ka-Ernie mamaya, hindi po siya nag-vocalize. Baka magtampo si Ka-Ernie sa atin. So,
dapat meron pong scorecard or something.
Apa.
sa next episode po, Ka-Ernie, babalik po kayo kasi po tatapusin natin tong game. But for na po, okay na po yun. Thank you po, Ka-Ernie, sa refresher. Yes, we do have more songs, but we do have to keep moving forward at our show. Nag-enjoy po kami. Medyo pinagpawisan po ako. So,
And
pahinga
since
muna si
Bea was
Ka-Ernie.
in first place, speaking of first, let's bring it back to Ka-Ernie po. We're curious, what was your first INC original musical composition? If you could, go back in time and just think about how you came upon that song, your process for it. What was the inspiration, actually?
First song. Wow, that was a long time ago. I think that was in the mid-80s po.
Oh, wow.
You weren't born.
Not that long ago.
My first po was, what was that song po? The title po is, what is the title of that song?
It must be really long ago, Brother Ernie.
Yes, it's,
I don't remember anything from the 1980s too, so.
I wasn't there yet, kuya.
Si Bea wala pa. Something that inspired you for that track.
Search.
Ah.
That was my very first composition po. Imagine this was during the time when the pioneering days po of INC television, when that was even before Net 25 was born.
Apa.
Or INC TV. Wala pa po nun tayong sariling TV station. So these were the songs that were played. These were the Christian music videos that were played po during the time when our first episodes of INC TV programs were aired on other TV stations.
Yeah.
Yun po. So this was during the mid-80s po. So my contemporaries during those times po, yung mga kasabay kong sumusulat noon were yung The Late Cafe, Aguilar Wala, and Kaed Manggiyat was also one of the pioneers po of contributors po ng ating Christian music.
Alright.
So Search His Way po yung aking unang composition. Hindi ko na po matandaan paano ko po siya.
It's a long time ago.
Yes po, it's a long time ago. But yes po. I think it's pop. It's basically pop music po
Alright.
ang genre niya. So
Oh.
Pop music of the 80s. I'm gonna try to imagine po. Ano po.
Marami na kuya, marami na. Isa si Ka Ernie. Usually nga po yung mga compositions po ni Ka Ernie are more on contemporary. So pop, medyo upbeat. And speaking of those, your compositions po, medyo pwede po bang ma-share niyo po sa amin the songs po for Gintong Pangarap, the musical po, which is the 50th anniversary of Buklod back in December 23, 2012. Yes, I remember the date. How was it po? Yes po, dun po ako unang parang kasama po kami no na Ice Sanctuary Choir po. Sa marami pong umawit that time, and dun po ako unang naka-experience na nakita ko po kayo na tuturuan niyo po kami and all. And even before, I was curious po how you were able to produce those songs po. Kasi iba-iba po yung genre ng mga kanta eh.
Yes po. Actually, ano po, isa po yan sa mga, I would say, isa sa mga highlight po ng aking mga pagsusulat ng composition po sa INC. So, that was 9 years ago, no? 2012. Yes po. And ano rin po ito, parang ang daming firsts na nangyari po dito. Well, this is actually a preparation, no, for the
Exactly.
forthcoming centennial celebration.
Yes po.
Ano yun? 2 years after, no po?
Yes
So,
po.
2014. Yes po. So actually preparation ito. Lahat ng mga kasama po, participants dito sa Buklod anniversary na ito, I think majority sila rin yung nagtuloy ng centennial.
Tayo rin po yung nagkita-kita. So, for this po, meron pong isang particular song that stood out to everybody po at naikwento niyo nga po sa amin medyo yung backstory po nito, which is Awit ng Anak.
Yes po.
So,
Actually, ito yung pinaka naging, kumbaga, naging hit siya.
oo nga po
Naging
eh.
popular dito sa musical na ito.
Carney, pwede po kasi ma-play niyo po kahit siguro chorus lang po.
Awit ng Anak. Yes po.
Thank you po.
Thank you so much.
Music po, as I was saying po, talagang manganganak po yung music from the lyrics.
Oh.
First po, create muna yung lyrics because the lyrics was written by Brother Elson Montalvo. So napakaganda po nung lyrics, no? It's a song ng anak. Awit nga ng anak, no? Awit ng anak. Pero hindi po ang title nito, yun lang awit ng anak kasi
Yes. Wag na mahaba.
Hindi po nila, awit ng anak sa magulang.
Opo.
Awit ng anak lang po siya. Talagang very emotional song ng isang anak para sa magulang. Kaya lahat ng anak makaka-relate po sa song na ito. No? Kung talagang mahal mo yung magulang mo, makaka-relate ka sa song na to.
Opo. Lalo po yung part na yung anak, tapos siya na yung magulang, at ito rin daw yung gagawin niya para sa mga anak niya,
That's
yung itinuro
right.
ng mga magulang niya.
Opo. Well, actually, kaya marami talagang nakagusto nung song. Even after the Buklod anniversary, it was sang during the graduation
Yes.
sa
New era.
new era,
Yes.
nung college graduation. Kaya meron pong nag-upload nung 2017 graduation, nung performance. Kaya naging viral, no? So it became very popular.
Yes, it's a hit po. It's a hit.
Naging viral, nagkaroon ng millions of views, ganyan-ganyan. Kaya marami nang nag-cover, kaya ngayong problema po natin.
It's okay po. I-handle na lang po natin yan. It will be okay po. Kaya ayan po. Pero syempre po sa atin po, sa mga kapatid, yung mga gusto rin po syempre gumawa ng inyong cover ng Awit na Anak, i-send nyo po yan syempre sa page po ng INC Production Company para mapapanood nyo rin po yan dito sa ating mga programa. And moving forward po with another set of your creations po, Ka Ernie, yun naman po para po sa Centennial Musical, Ang Bayan Mo'y Nagpupuri. So how about that one po? Ito po talagang iba na eh. Ito na yung pinaghandaan po ng 2 years eh. So how was it po? Kasi from what I remember, and even po yung mga viewers natin siguro na nakasama, rush po yung preparations natin. I don't know what happened pero nabuo po natin. Pero for the composer side po, how was it po?
Well, totoo po. I would say siguro yung Centennial Musical po would be the pinnacle of my career as a songwriter, as a composer po, especially sa church music natin. Kumbaga parang kung bawat artist po may obra na maiko-consider, I would consider that my my own obra. And kasi dito na kumbaga naibuhos ko po lahat nung aking skills and experiences learned from
Throughout the years po.
Years.
through the years nung aking journey po sa music. So yun nga, dito ko pala dadalhin, dito ko siya.
Para po pala dito sa Centennial Celebrations. Ganun
Yes.
po kalaki na
Yes.
paghahanda, no?
Ka Ernie?
Totoo po. So it's andito na po lahat ng mga requirement na kailangan sa musical na ito. Well, kailangan mabilis kang gumawa ng song, kailangan mabilis kang mag-isip, kailangan hindi ka maubusan ng ideas, kailangan sama mo yung puso mo, yung damdamin mo sa pagsusulat ng kanta. And then lahat siguro kung ano pa yung kailangan kong pigain, ibinuhos ko na po lahat dyan sa Centennial Musical. Dito po nangyari yung isang awit na siguro inupuan ko ng mga 2-3 buwan. One song lang po yon. And dito rin sa Centennial Musical, I was able to compose a song in just one sitting, maybe 2-3 minutes.
Very inspired.
That's it.
Inspired by the deadline po, Kuya Kyle, pag ganun. Inspired by the deadline.
For the deadline.
Yes.
Ernie, meron lang po akong gustong itanong ulit. During po kasi our pre-interview with you, I want you to share po right now to our viewers, because there was one thing that really stuck into my mind. And this was when you told us po during our pre-interview na lahat po ng mga nilikha niyong awit, if I was able to recall it correctly, ay pinadadaan lang po sa inyo. And
Yes po.
That's how everything came into place.
Well, totoo po yun. Kasi if going back po, kung iisipin ko, kung sarili ko lang yung iisipin kong gumawa nun,
Mhm.
hindi ko rin maiisip na I could accomplish that by myself. I would say talagang especially when it comes to writing songs for the church. Minsan napakadali gumagaan yung task sa pagsusulat kasi parang pinapadaan lang po. Parang parang nagiging channel lang po tayo as a songwriter, as a composer. Parang pinapadaan lang po yung melodies, yung lyrics. So nagiging madali po. So I would say that would yun po yung yun po yung magiging difference, I think,
Yes.
ng pagiging songwriter ng Christian music sa pagsulat ng awit na hindi Christian music.
Yeah, yung po
Kasi
mga
iba
commercial
iba
songs.
po iba yung
Exactly.
experience, iba yung pinagdadaanan, iba yung process na nangyayari po.
Ayun. So, Ka-Ernie, speaking of aspiring musicians po and yung mga sa bahay, mga gumagawa ng kanta, kumakanta kayo, gumagawa kayo ng music, any kind, what would be your message for them po, to them po?
Well, maswerte po kayo ngayon because yun nga, kagaya nung napag-usapan natin kanina, ang dami ngayong mga pwedeng magamit para ma-enhance yung creativity, no? Dami. Yung mga apps ngayon, yung GarageBand lang drag and drop lang ng mga makakapag-create ka na ng music. So these are maraming tools, no, na available ngayon. Minsan nga may mga libreng apps na pwede mong i-download.
Yeah.
Pero syempre if you want medyo mas quality ng konti, medyo bibili ka ng konti. So yun po, marami ngayon. Just keep on practicing, just keep on spend more time po sa pag-aaral ng mga apps if you're into music creation. Now if you're into playing instruments, kung gusto nyong paghusayan ng inyong skills sa pagtugtog ng mga instrumento, kasi yan din ang magagamit ninyo if you want to compose music. Kailangan syempre meron kang know-how sa pag-play ng piano, ng gitara. So listen to a lot of records and a lot of works ng mga mahuhusay na musicians. Available yan sa YouTube, andyan yan. Napakaswerte nyo talaga ngayon. Andyan lahat. Ibibigay sa inyo lahat ng kailangan ninyo para ma-enhance yung ating creativity at yung ating skills. It's right there.
Readily available.
Opo. Available lahat. So yun lang. Ang importante na lang po yung time. Mag-spend kayo ng time. So kailangan na mag-spend tayo ng time sa pagtugtog, mag-spend tayo ng time sa pag-aaral ng application. Andyan lahat. I'm sure marami tayong magagawa, marami tayong makikreate. And syempre, pag practice makes perfect, alam naman natin yun.
True.
The more we spend time and effort sa ginagawa natin, mas nagpo-progress tayo, mas nag-i-improve tayo.
Yes. At syempre po,
Thank you
para
very much.
sa atin po yan, sa mga kapatid natin, alam po namin na marami po sa inyo ay sumusulat din ng mga kanta or gumagawa rin po kayo ng mga ayon sa original music. Syempre po, we have yun pong ating mga available na platforms para po kayo po ay makapag-contribute sa malawak po nating pagpipilian ng mga ayon sa original music natin. Of course, what better way to share your talents po? Of course, by helping out with the vast works of the Church of Christ. So, ayun po, mga kapatid. Yun. Thank you po sa inyong lahat. And of course, Kuya Randall, this one is your part. So,
all right, so to wrap up everything, first off, maraming salamat po Ka-Ernie for sharing us your time, the experiences, and for, of course, inspiring a lot of our viewers, not just our viewers, but of course, kami rin dito sa UJ Radio. And like what you've mentioned earlier, what better off it is but to share our talents, since above all, hymns of praises and religious songs have always been a core part sa mga paglilingkod natin. And having said that, let's go and ask, what does the Bible say?
Christ's message in all its richness must live in your hearts. teach and instruct one another with all wisdom. Sing psalms, hymns, and sacred songs. Sing to God with thanksgiving in your hearts.
And that's what the Bible says. What was our sound check? We have a few guesses. I'm hoping we still got some right. Coming from Leanne, she says blending fruits. Sabi ni Kathleen, hair dryer. And this is one that I might think might actually be true. Printer po. We'll find out. Brother Kevin, could you please reveal what our sound check is?
Hello UJ Radio! Ako po pala ang kapatid na Marjoyce Etcheparing mula po dito sa distrito ng Alomino City, Pangasinan para po sa hashtag Soundcheck at binabati ko po ang lahat ng kapatid dito sa aming distrito, pangunahin na po ang mga Kadiwa District Officers. Maraming salamat po!
Alright, thank you very much for joining and guessing and singing with us today. Thank you for our viewers online and of course INC TV and our friends and family watching on YouTube and Facebook. Our families, Ernie's family. If you enjoyed and were inspired by this episode, do give us a like or a heart and share our link with your family and friends. And of course, next Saturday, same time and same place at 8 p.m.
Yeah. And of course, this program would never be possible were it not po of the dynamic leadership of Brother Eduardo V. Manalo and our CFO coordinator po, Brother Angelo Iranio V. Manalo. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Yes, and speaking of more programs, we do have, of course, our plugs. We have Songs of Faith, Love and Hope, Kadiwa and Benhi International Edition. Episode will be, of course, tomorrow po, 5 p.m. on INC TV. At kung hindi nyo po mapanood doon, or pwedeng panoorin nyo po ulit, 8 p.m. po on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Of course, after that, we have Spotlight Season 6 every Sunday po at 7 in the evening. We have Softla Extended Cut Mondays to Fridays, 1 p.m. po para sa mga nanananghalian dyan. Isabay nyo na po ito. Sa mga hindi pa po nag-download ng INC Playlist app so that you could bring your favorite INC original music anytime, anywhere. At syempre po, continue po to share our INC Production Company Facebook page and YouTube channel para po lahat tayo ay updated sa ating mga various activities, programs, and of course, the latest INC music videos. And we will be leaving you with this last INC MV, another composition po of Ka Ernie. Here is Strongest of All from the INC Tabernacle Choir 25th Anniversary Concert. Ingat po kayo mga kapatid. Thank you po ng marami sa inyo lahat and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye! Bye po. Thank you po, Ka Ernie.
Salamat po.
Thank you.
As the brave can be tamed, and the wise can be shamed, evil will be slain with the sword of the true. It's the purest of souls that which only you hold. the